What Mama never told us about real estate. This is the Unnamed podcast.
So some things that Mama never told us about real estate.
I love this.
Let's talk about investment cash flow.
Oh, wow.
And properties.
Residential.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we are completely different from the US. And a lot of times people are coming to us with the idea of buying a property here, a residential property here. Single family, let's talk about that. Let's be specific. We're not talking multiplex, we're not talking multi-unit.
Right.
Single family, residential. We're so different from the US when it comes to cash flow related to owning a property here versus the US. So let's use this scenario. You're buying a $1 million property in the GTA, which now, by the way, is a little bit more doable. Agreed?
Right.
And you're putting the minimum down that you want to do. As an investor, you always want to use, loaned money, other people's money as much as you can.
Yeah.
Many years ago, they implemented 20% down as a minimum for an investment property. Investment property being second from your principal property, second, third, fourth, fifth, other than your principal property, 20% down minimum. That used to be 5%. And the smart business people that could afford carrying a mortgage would put 5% down.
Yeah.
Use their money, not yours. So you're putting 20% down in $1 million, you're carrying a mortgage of $800,000. So now you've got that expense every single month. Okay, let's whatever that number is, let's call that number $4,500. In today's dollars, what the rates are, you've got taxes on top of that, property taxes on top of that, which, by the way, have just apparently gone up 5.5% in the GTA. It's important to know.
Toronto.
And in Toronto specifically. And then if you're buying a condo at $1 million, you've got maintenance fees on top of that. So now you've got all these expenses that add up.
Yeah.
Now you're going to turn around and rent this property. So the idea is, well, if it's costing me $4,500 plus another $700, 52 plus another $400, you're at $56, $57 a month. What's my cash flow like? You're likely renting out a property like that at around $5K, just as an example.
Right.
So now you're cash flow negative $700 out of your pocket every single month. All right? Different from the US. We'll talk about the US in a second. The idea is that you are in a situation where you have the appreciation of the property every single year. So if we take an average across the GTA, you're probably at about anywhere between 8 to 10%. It's probably higher. I'm being conservative. 8 to 10% increase every single year. Plus the tenant, 11 months, 10 months out of the year, considered bad debt. They're paying down your mortgage. They're paying down a portion of the mortgage every single month.
Yes.
So in theory, great investment when you look at numbers from an overall perspective, especially if it's a long-term play. Now, if it's an investment property, we were talking about this earlier, Jay. If it's an investment property, this is a buy and hold. This isn't a buy and sell next year. It's a buy and hold. So as a long-term play, amazing idea. Flip side, the US, right? Doesn't matter pretty much which city we're dealing with, unless you're talking oceanfront Florida, you're talking Midtown Manhattan, you're talking Laguna Beach or Malibu in California. Shout out to Josh Altman. When you're looking at the US, you're dealing with scenarios where the price point is significantly lower. The increase annually is nominal, 1 to 2% maybe.
Yeah.
Right, but your cash flow is significant. You're buying it at $300,000, you're renting it out at $3,000 a month. Right, so you've got significant cash flow every single year. The problem with that, so people ask us all the time, Jay, the problem is that should I invest in the US? The issue is this: you put money into the US, if you ever need to get your money out, it's not easy.
Right.
Okay, it's not as easy to sell. Again, anomalies aside, beachfront Florida, Manhattan, anomalies aside, it's hard to get your money out of these properties. It's going to take you forever to sell. Small town New Jersey.
Right.
All right. My cousin Zohar, one of the top listing agents in New Jersey. All right. They've got a crazy hot market right now. Still not easy to turn around and sell their properties. Right. Where the GTA, for the most part, if you need to get out, you can still get out at a good annual increase.